none of us are as young as we used to be. Thank you all so much for attending today. Our deepest condolences to the Bartholomay family. We all loved him so much. It truly is a testament to Bart's legacy that so many of us come from so many different backgrounds. You know, you take a look around, you see the athletic crew, you know, the footbaggers, the snowboarders, the rollerbladers, the cyclers. And you see the artists, the painters, the sculptors, musicians, and the like. There's the poker crew, the motorcycle gang. And as you look around, you'll find a host of other people that Bart impacted in meaningful, heartfelt ways. I am fortunate to have known Bart in more than just one circumstance, and I'm going to share a little bit of that with you. Bart and I met at the Western Regional Footbag Championships in '93. I believe there's a certificate over there for him. I was 20 years old. He was a rebel. I'd spent much time on Southern California beaches, and I'd seen all of the big personalities. The tattoos, the piercings, the attitude. He had it all and carried himself like a rock star. Like he was bigger than life. A little while later, I moved to Denver, and over the next 8 years, I got to find out about his razor-sharp wit, love of learning, and a dislike of vegetables. Around 2000, I moved to Portland for work and back to Southern California for a couple of years before coming back to Denver. Bart was gone. Years passed, and we in the Footbag clan wondered what had happened to our friend. And then just like that, out of nowhere, Bart returned. I had just started a catering and food truck business a few months before, and Bart very reluctantly accepted my invitation to come work with me. He kept saying, I don't know how to cook, as long as I don't have to touch vegetables. Now, one of the reasons I started the food truck was because I thought it would give me a better opportunity to connect with my son. Thomas was smack dab in the middle of his teenage years and full of vinegar. We would butt heads constantly. Bart somehow became the buffer in between us. He'd head us off at the pass, and on more than one occasion kicked one or the other of us out of the food truck. Bart loved my hot sauce. Could not get enough of it. I'd make it at home in the morning while the coffee was going. I'd make hot sauce and bring it to the truck. We'd spend like 45 minutes or so making all these little cups for the hot sauce to go inside of the packaging, and he would always down 2 or 3 of these things. He just loved it. So, meanwhile, we were learning how to work as a team, creating our own systems and our tricks and patterns, developing the camaraderie that only comes from working stressful times in close quarters. And Thomas and Bart were building a relationship based on motorcycles, side jokes, and trash talk. It was amazing. Bart could tell Thomas all of the things that I wanted to say, but my son couldn't hear coming from me. And my son Thomas could say all of the things that he wanted to say that I couldn't hear because I'd blow up about. Bart was an excellent uncle. He was a favorite uncle. So we had this commercial vegetable chopper that I used to make big with a guy who would take the tomatoes and just sit there and grind them up, and I did it all the time. And one day, I was chopping up some tomatoes and onions and serranos and garlic and putting them in this pot with some boiling water, blah, blah, blah. And Bart was telling me about the motorcycle that he was going to borrow to teach Thomas how to ride. But as he's telling me the story, he's like looking at me doing the onions, and he's just like, I don't know. And eventually, he asked me, what am I doing? And you should have seen the look of horror on his face when I told him that I was making his favorite hot sauce. It was priceless. That is how I got Bart to eat vegetables. When Thomas was 16, Bart borrowed that motorcycle from a friend and taught Thomas how to ride up at the high school parking lot. Thomas was instantly hooked, and the group chat between the three of us was constantly filled with Hondas and Kawasaki's, Yamahas, and Aprilia Italian sport bikes. Oh my God, the Aprilias. Okay. You'd go on, and it would just become sort of a thing after a while. If it wasn't for Bart, I don't know that Thomas and I would have figured out how to be together or how to have as great a relationship as we do now. I did not see that coming. That Bart would have such a profound effect on my relationship with my son. Many of us talk about how we're family, and we mean it. But to have it proven out, to find out that one of the most hardcore, competitive, aggressive individuals that you know also contains compassion, kindness, and a great set of family values. How did we get so lucky? Now, my story is just one of many. There's a reception here in a little bit, and I know it would be comfortable to sit and chat with old friends and feel like Bart is just around the corner somewhere. I would ask you to introduce yourself to someone you don't know and exchange your Bart story with them. So maybe you can both learn something new about an old friend.